So, Blade and Kafka are coming soon, and we're about to get them in a couple days. But before your monkey brain sees boobs and absolutely wreck your free-to-play stash, there's something I want to talk about. A character, or team if you will, that most people are probably overlooking. And you should probably consider it before pulling. So, first of all, disclaimer, Blade and Kafka are still on release. We know what they do, but they could have theoretically super high numbers, making them absurd, so take this with a grain of paprika. Now that I absolve myself of all responsibility of any bad decision y'all might make, let's get into what I'm cooking. Let's say, hypothetically, right? You're a poor, lonely free-to-play player. And, as you kill the last overworld mob, the voices start to return. So, you look at the only meaningful content left in this game, MOC. You start the complex endeavor of matching colors. Say you've pulled Blade for example. You realize the other side of MSC has a big fat ass horse bitch with 40% wind resistance. Well, now the resources used on Blade will be for naught, and you'll need a dedicated breaker / DPS for that side. Unless Blade or any other future DPS is so utterly absurd that it just cleans house anyway, I don't want to build a DPS that's gated due to purely typing. It doesn't seem like an optimal investment, especially since it takes 4 billion lunar cycles to build a character. And you're probably like, hey Rolly, that's dumb. That's a problem any DPS in the game faces no matter how good you build him. They will always be underperforming against enemies resistant to what their type is. And to that I would say, you're right. You're very smart. That's probably why you're watching my video, and why you should sub so I can keep giving you the validation your parents never did. So you see, my friends, this is the crux of my video. The propaganda I wish to push. The gospel of Monoquantum, which is not only shaping up to be one of the most cost-effective teams in Star Rail, but one of the most powerful as well. Alright, so now let me explain. Do you know the Jackoff hand? Wait, actually, why did I say it like that? Don't do that while you're watching this. I mean the left hand of Dane. It's the only enemy in the game with 40% res to quantum. Now come closer. What if I told you that's the highest amount of quantum res in the entire game? Yeah.
But wait! There's more!
Silverwolf drops enemy res to any specific element she applies by 23%. Which in a mono quantum team is guaranteed. And I'll activate my trap card, Zila. When she gets a reset or uses her technique, she has 20% quantum res pen. Most enemies in the game only have 20% res to an element. Unless they're weak to it, then it's 0. That means effectively, you're doing advantage damage on almost every enemy in the game. So, the only thing mobs can really do is listen to
disappear among the sea of butterflies, illusions of the past,
as their cheeks get fried. But don't get me wrong, Blade would definitely be a strong character. He would do his role really well. And the same with Kafka, who will enable dot teams to not be backloaded damage. But element res is still an obstacle for both of them. So if you're a fan of those playstyles or characters, definitely go for it. Personally, I made an entire account just to play Kafka, so I get it.
That good
But the next 2 characters coming out, I believe are going to change the game and meta a lot. Unless Hoyoverse makes Lynx and Fushan absolutely dog. I wouldn't be too worried. Hoyoverse usually waits a while before they start going backwards in power creep. It just seems as a free-to-play player, Mono Quantum, to not only farm artifacts for, especially since I'm approaching Trailblazer level 65 soon, it's going to be so fuel efficient to focus on one cavern for one of my main teams. And when I do have quantum weak sides in MOC, Silverwolf could just provide the element shred, break I need for that other team, and I'm never locked out again. Hoyoverse can obviously nerf this if it's too strong by adding high res enemies or having enemies with 90% quantum res. But I don't think they would go that far. At least, not yet. So, what do you guys think? Am I cooking with this idea? Or is it still a raw? Are you still gonna pull for Blade or Kafka regardless? I know the Kafka simps are like, nothing's gonna stop them. I'm one of them. Or do you just want to wait until Links of Fushan comes out before you make your choice? That's probably the smartest thing to do, to be honest. Tell me down in the comments about what you think, and stay happy, stay healthy, and I see you guys all next time. Peace.